When my wife took my savings for a house, I made a bold move. It's already in escrow. Don't ruin this for me. Marissa whispered, the blue phone light frosting her face at 12:41 a.m. I'm Nate, 32, an inventory lead at a worker-owned warehouse co-op. I count pallets, reconcile mismatched SKUs, and close out stubborn spreadsheets that could sync deliveries if I don't catch errors. It's modest, honest, and I'm good at it. $86,400, my emergency fund plus overtime and side gigs, was supposed to be boring money. 12 months expenses, medical cushion, and a reasonable down payment someday, together. Not this. She held her breath, like a diver. It's our future, she said. Victor's fronting the appraisal gap. We just needed to show assets. Victor, her father, likes to call me budget boy and talk over prices by doubling them. I stared at my banking app, wire pending to Pioneer escrow number 7419. I tapped details. The note field read, Earnest plus reserves per buyer agreement. Buyer? My thumb shook. I didn't agree, I said. She looked at the ceiling, as if the ceiling could arbitrate. If you'd stop dragging your feet, we wouldn't miss opportunities, she said, voice thin. I swallowed the burn in my chest. Our rule is double consent over $5,000. I said. You broke it. She pressed the phone screen to her sternum. You'll thank me when we close, she said. I turned my phone sideways and screenshot every screen. Timestamps, routing number, the escrow ID. I thought of the co-op's weekly briefings where one wrong digit ruins a truck route. Tell me the address, I said. Silence. Tell me who has my money, I said again, steady. She licked her lips. You always make me the villain for wanting more, she said. My thumb hovered over report fraud. Don't, she said, and I watched a tiny panic flicker, finally, behind her eyes. She whispered the street name, and the number made my stomach turn. We used to run our lives like a tidy ledger. Separate accounts, a slim joint for groceries and utilities, and one quarterly state of us at the kitchen table with mint tea. We wrote it down, too. Any decision over $5,000 requires 2 yes in writing after a sleep. I came with student loans and a reflex to pack leftovers. She came with a taste for upgrades and a father who believed patience was for people without leverage. I'm not cheap, I'd say. I'm prepared. And I'm not reckless, she'd answer. I'm building a life. 2 months ago, she'd showed me a sunny listing in a suburb with wide sidewalks and crisp hedges. Inventory's low and rates will climb again, she said. We'll be priced out forever. I told her I wanted another 6 months of cushion. She smiled, kissed my cheek, and later, when we were late to dinner with her parents, murmured, If you loved me, you'd stop hiding behind your spreadsheets. That one stuck. Victor met us at a steakhouse, ordered wine before asking, and winked. Make moves when others hesitate, he said. I taught Marissa that. I nodded like a polite placemat and chewed through the bill in my head. After we got home, I opened my budgeting app, tagged a few categories green, and reminded myself that slowness wasn't failure, it was alignment. Still, there was a hairline fracture in our trust. Last week, she asked for my banking login just to check the joint deposit. I declined. She laughed, too brightly. You guarding it like Fort Knox? She said. No, I said, like our oxygen. We went to bed back to back, the bed a border. That border vanished when a 2 a.m. alert lit the dark room. At 2:07 a.m., my phone buzzed again. A text from an unfamiliar number with a signature block. Congrats on your accepted offer. Need updated gift letter by noon. Talia Alvarez, realtor. Gift letter? I stared until the letters blurred. Marissa? I said. She pulled the duvet to her chin. It's standard language, she whispered. Victor's covering the appraisal gap. They need a formal letter. A gift letter from me? I said. I didn't gift anything. She turned her back. Stop catastrophizing. My bank app showed wire pending, not settled. There was a contact email, escrow 7419 at Pioneer. I copied it. What's the address? I asked. She hesitated. Cranberry Lane, she said. I Googled the listing. Bright staging, aggressive price, motivated seller, 30-day close. I scrolled the property history, then the HOA docs, and paused at a line about special assessments for stormwater improvements. Pricey. My notifications stacked. Welcome to Pioneer Escrow. Upload buyer documents. Verify funds. Buyer documents. My name wasn't on anything yet. I replied to Talia, who requested gift letter. She answered within a minute. Your wife said you'd send. Lender needs it for underwriting. I typed, deleted, typed again. Then a second message. Congrats again. We're on a tight timeline. Inspection Friday. My heart battered my ribs. She'd built a clock over my savings. Nate, Marissa said, half asleep. Please be supportive. I shut off the lamp. The darkness felt honest. I set a calendar reminder for 8 a.m., labeled it Call Bank Fraud/Escrow Verification, and lay awake counting stacks of boxes at work, the kind that topple if one weight is wrong. At dawn, a new email arrived with my name typed beneath a signature line. By noon, a PDF pinged my inbox, purchase and sale agreement, and there, beneath a crisp line, Nathaniel Halden pre-filled. I hadn't signed anything. The loan estimate rode shotgun, origination fee, discount points, a seller credit that looked generous until the APR punched me in the teeth. I dialed the lender's generic number. Oh, Mr. Halden. We're thrilled to close quickly, chirped the receptionist. I haven't applied for a loan, I said. One moment. She transferred me to a loan officer who misread my silence as consent. We'll just need that gift letter and a quick wet signature, the officer said. Who authorized this? I asked. Your wife indicated you'd participate, she said. We've got pre-approval through her income and the gift. I muted, took a breath, unmuted. Do not process anything with my name, I said. Noted, the officer said, not sounding noted. A group text exploded. Marissa, Victor, and a contact labeled Talia Realtor. Victor, big day? I'll swing by tonight to toast. Marissa, please don't overthink. We need to move now or lose it. Talia, inspection window is tight. Seller wants earnest locked. I typed. No documents signed by me are valid. The typing indicators bubbled, then stopped. An hour later, I received a PDF envelope to our printer at home, courtesy of Victor, containing a gift letter template already filled out in my name. Sign and save us time, his text said, followed by a thumbs up. My palms went cold. The envelope on our doormat showed a notary seal beside my forged signature. The letter was dated yesterday and stamped in a county 2 towns over. My name rode above a signature that copied my slanted N, but fumbled the hook. In the margin, someone had scribbled, "Use for file, do not reprint." I set the paper on the table like it might explode. Marissa, I said, who did this? She hovered in the doorway, mascara smudged like she'd rubbed her eyes too hard. Victor said it's just to grease things, she murmured. We'll replace it with the real one. There is no real one, I said. I didn't gift you anything. She chewed her lip. I thought you'd come around. You always do when it's important. Important to who? I asked. The front door opened, and Victor's cologne arrived before he did. Paperwork gets messy, he said, waving a hand. Intent is what matters. Be a provider. I pointed to the notary seal. Intent doesn't unforge a signature. He smiled paternal and small. No one sues a happy buyer, he said. Sign now, fight later. My phone buzzed. Devin, my closest friend. You okay? Heard from Talia at the co-op gym. I texted back. Need a gut check. Devin, slow it down. Pull statements. Talk to a bank manager. Quietly. I took photos of the letter, the envelope, the notary stamp. Victor poured champagne. To decisiveness, he said. Marissa didn't drink. She watched me. Sign it, Nate, she whispered. Don't make this worse. I slid the forged letter into a folder and walked out without speaking. At the bank, I asked for the branch manager and explained, calmly, that a wire was pending to an escrow I hadn't authorized. We sat in a small glass cube while a printer hummed like a distant hornet. We can still recall a pending wire in some cases, the manager said. But escrow accounts are special. Timing is everything. I showed her the forged gift letter. She frowned. Who notarized this? We zoomed in on the seal. The commission number matched a mobile notary based out of Elridge County. And this POA draft? She asked. I blinked. What POA? She turned her monitor to me. An email had hit my inbox while I was parking. Draft, limited power of attorney for closing, Halden. The PDF pre-filled my name, granting Marissa authority to sign ministerial documents on my behalf. I didn't request that, I said, heartbeat loud in my ears. The manager leaned in. You need to lock down your accounts and notify escrow. Document your objection in writing. I called Pioneer Escrow and asked for compliance. State your file number, a crisp voice said. 7419, I answered. Note this, I said, and read a statement. I do not consent to any use of my name or funds to purchase 411 Cranberry Lane. Any signature appearing as mine is unauthorized. Log, the voice said. Will flag. I filed a police report for forgery, asked for the incident number, and texted Devin. Paper trail started. He replied, good. Check recorder's office for any filings with your name. The county database showed a memorandum referencing me as co-buyer by inference. At the recorder's window, a clerk slid me a printout, a notice to close with my name typed in an email chain. Not official, the clerk said, but it shows intent. I printed it. Then I walked 2 blocks to Pioneer Escrow. The lobby smelled like carpet cleaner and stress. I need the escrow officer, I said. File 7419. The receptionist raised her eyebrows, but dialed. Talia appeared instead, sleek blazer, phone welded to palm. Nate, great to meet, she said. We're all rowing the same direction. I'm not in your boat, I answered. She led me to a glass room and shut the door. Look, she said. Marissa loves you, but you freeze when it's time to leap. Show me the wire receipt, I said. She hesitated, then tapped her screen. I photographed everything. Amounts, dates, the exact time, 12:39 a.m., and the receiving account number. The pattern was speed. Where'd the gift letter come from? I asked. Marissa said you sent it, she said. And Victor vouched. Victor isn't my notary, I said. She tapped nails. The lender's under pressure, she admitted. Seller has a backup offer. I asked for the loan estimate again and circled line items. Discount points. A credit that evaporated once fees landed, the mortgage insurance premium that would stick for years. This isn't building a life, I said. It's building a trap. She stared at the table. Rates aren't getting better soon, she said. Maybe this is the least bad time. I set a small recorder on the table. We're on the record, I said. Her jaw tightened as she whispered. Then you should see Victor's side agreement. Talia pulled up a scanned document labeled Consulting Agreement. Victor Robarts. It promised him a placement fee paid by the seller's cousin, the listing agent, if the deal closed within 10 days. My throat went dry. So he profits if we rush, I said. She didn't answer. Another file showed a spreadsheet titled Funds Source, Buyer 2. In the comments, gift from spouse, confirmed. I pointed. I'm Buyer 2. She winced. It's internal shorthand, she said. Why hide it? I asked. Because if underwriting dug deeper, she said, they'd ask for your written consent, and we'd miss the window. My hands shook. So the what is fake gift funds and a kickback, I said. But not the why. She folded her arms. Victor thinks you're dead weight, she said. Marissa thinks a house will fix everything. I leaned back, rage cooled by clarity. If the wire settled, my name might never appear, but my money would vanish and my credit could still be anchored to a poisoned deal. Talia's phone buzzed. She glanced, swallowed. Inspection moved to tomorrow, she said. Seller wants earnest, fully non-refundable. I gathered my copies. Not if the funds are contested, I said. She looked at the door like it might have answers. Nate, be sure, she said. Once you light this, it burns. I nodded. Some fires sterilize, I said. Devin texted me a name and address for a mobile notary with Victor. Devin met me at a coffee shop that smelled like citrus cleaner and hail. Here, he said, sliding me a printout. The notary commission registry. Same number. Same county 2 towns over. She's done a lot of mobile signings for Robards Holdings, he said. I called her. Hi, this is Nate Halden, I said. Did you notarize a gift letter for me yesterday? Silence. I notarized a signature presented as yours, she said carefully. Who presented it? I asked. A woman named Marissa. With her father, she said. I thanked her and ended the call. Devin watched me write. What's step 2? He asked. Lock the money, I said. I returned to the bank, requested a wire recall in writing, and asked the manager to freeze any further transfers to that escrow number pending investigation. She sighed but printed forms. I signed, date time stamped every page, and scanned them to myself. Then I emailed Pioneer Escrow Compliance. Attached, police report, notary registry note, bank recall letter. Consider funds disputed and use prohibited. Last, I replied to Talia and the lender. Cease any action implying my consent. Audio recordings available. Devin rubbed his temples. And Marissa? He asked. I looked at the clock. Family dinner tonight, I said. They'll try to corner me. He slid his phone across. I'll be on standby, he said. Text one word. Anchor. I pocketed the folder. The air tasted like metal. Victor reserved the private room at La Guianda and poured the first toast. The private room's walls were lined with black and white photos of people pretending not to argue. Victor lifted his glass. To decisiveness, he said again. Marissa squeezed my knee under the table. Just sign the letter, she whispered. We can fix the paperwork later. I laid my napkin carefully across my lap, the way I do before lifting a pallet. We don't sign forgery, I said. The server brought bruschetta. Victor interrupted her to talk fixtures and closing credits. Talia says we need those funds locked or we lose cred, he said. I forked a tomato. You forged my signature, I said to Marissa. She flinched. I didn't sign, she said. I just delivered it. Victor's smile curdled. Nate, men take action, he said. My phone buzzed, a text from the bank manager. Recall initiated, escrow notified, expect pushback. Devin's name appeared beneath it with a single word, anchor. My chest loosened. I visited escrow, I said. And compliance. And the police. Marissa's eyes filled. You called the police on me? She whispered. On the act, I said gently. Victor leaned in. If you blow this up, I'll make sure you can't get a loan in this town, he said. I log things for a living, I answered. And I brought a list. Victor laughed too loud. Right as the restaurant door opened for Talia and a lawyer. Talia stepped in with a man in a gray suit and a folder under his arm. Evening, she said, eyes flicking from me to Marissa to Victor. The lawyer introduced himself as Jerome Pike, outside counsel for clarity. I'd emailed him that afternoon with the subject line, meeting request, file 7419, potential fraud. He set a portable speaker on the table and connected it to a phone. Pioneer escrow compliance on the line, a voice announced. Victor bristled. This is a family dinner, he said. This is a notice opportunity, I replied. Please confirm. My wire is flagged and disputed. Confirmed, the voice said. Funds are on hold pending resolution. Marissa's lip trembled. I just wanted a home, she whispered. Jerome slid copies of the gift letter, the notary seal, and the POA draft across the table. We'll need explanations, he said. Talia stared at the tablecloth like it might stitch itself into a parachute. I'm here because this started moving too fast, she said softly. And because the listing agent promised a kickback to Mr. Robards. Victor snorted. Consulting, not kickback. Jerome clicked a pen. We'll also be discussing that. I pressed record on my phone and placed it beside the speaker. For the record, I said, I object to any use of my name or funds. The compliance officer asked the question that made the room go silent. Who delivered the notarized gift letter to escrow? The voice asked. Talia folded her hands. Marissa did, she said, with Mr. Robards present. Marissa's chin trembled. Victor said it was fine, she whispered. Victor leaned back, eyes daring anyone to contradict him. Jerome tapped the POA draft. And this? He asked. Marissa swallowed. Talia said I'd need authority for ministerial stuff if Nate was busy. Talia shook her head. I suggested transparency, she said. Not a secret POA. Jerome turned to Victor. Did you agree to receive payment upon quick closing? Victor smirked. Consulting, he repeated. Jerome read aloud the clause promising him a fee if the deal closed within 10 days. The server arrived, sensed gravity, and vanished. I slid a page forward. The notary registry confirmations, times, places. This signature isn't mine, I said. You can compare with my driver's license. Jerome nodded. We'll do that, he said, then looked at the speaker. The compliance voice continued. Given potential fraud, Pioneer will freeze the file and notify the parties. Victor slammed his palm on the table. You're throwing away a generational opportunity, he said. No, I said quietly. I'm stopping a generational mistake. Marissa covered her face. I wanted a home that felt like a future, she whispered. I looked at her hand. The ring I saved 3 months to buy? Homes don't start with lies, I said. Jerome asked if I wanted to void the contract or renegotiate under supervision. By morning, the wire recall succeeded, The bank manager's email subject line read, "Funds returned. Investigation open." Pioneer Escrow issued a hold pending review, and the lender suspended the file. The listing agent emailed a blistering paragraph about bad faith and backup buyers, copied to Talia, who replied with a single sentence, "Compliance issues supersede speed." Victor sent me 13 texts in an hour, each one more acidic. Marissa sent one, "I'm at my mom's." Devin brought takeout and sat on my floor while I sorted papers into neat piles like I was building a fence. "You okay?" he asked. "No," I said, "but I'm standing." Jerome called to say that the consulting fee arrangement would be reported to the brokerage and that we could either walk entirely or reopen with clean terms. No kickbacks, no forged documents, written consent protocols, 30-day review period. "And your name stays off unless you explicitly opt in," he added. I paced. "Walking means losing the house," I said. "Maybe that's mercy," Devin said. My phone buzzed. "Marissa." "I'm sorry," she said. He made it sound normal. I closed my eyes. "I need air," I said. Outside, Victor waited by his car, hands open like a false blessing. He started with sugar. "I pushed too hard," he said. "I just wanted the best." "You wanted a fee," I answered. His smile died. "You embarrassed us," he said. I pictured the forged curve of my name. "I protected us," I said. Jerome's follow-up email landed while Victor sputtered, a draft agreement for financial boundaries and consent should Marissa and I continue. Separate accounts. Joint decisions above 5,000. No POAs without separate counsel. No signatures in absentia, and transparency logs attached to any wire. Therapy referrals, too. I forwarded it to Marissa. "If we try," I wrote, "we do this with guardrails." She replied, "I'll go to therapy. I'll earn back trust." We met a week later in a neutral office with soft chairs and a box of tissues. "I thought a house would make us look real," she said. "We are real," I said. "We just need honesty more than curb appeal." We kept separate accounts, updated passwords, and set a cool-off rule for any big decision. 2 nights, then talk. Talia texted to say she'd moved brokerages. Jerome confirmed the kickback complaint. I cooked beans and rice and felt, strange word, lighter. Sometimes rebuilding sounds like boredom. Sometimes that's salvation. Then, late one night, Marissa asked if we should see Cranberry again. We drove past Cranberry Lane at dusk, the sale pending sign pointing at someone else's future. The porch lights glowed like patient eyes. Marissa squeezed my hand and didn't speak. We kept driving, rolled down the windows, and let the night wash through. I thought about my co-op's whiteboard, the way every box moved only when someone signed and dated it. Consent isn't a vibe. It's a record. If you're reading this and you're hearing that voice, the one saying sign now, fix later, mute it, and ask for the documents. Ask who profits from speed. Ask what happens if you say no. Write your rules down and live by them even when people call you small. A home isn't a trophy. It's a place that won't collapse when someone lies. We didn't buy Cranberry. Maybe we buy something someday, slower, kinder. Maybe we don't. I'm rebuilding an emergency fund from zero like a wall of patient bricks. Our therapist says trust isn't a door you unlock once. It's a doorway you rebuild every day. I can live with that. I like building things that last. Cliffhanger. Tomorrow I'll open a new account, and this time the rules come first.